Hi, and welcome to TestTalk. I'm Ed Mobley, and I'm with my colleague John McAvoy. And this is our inaugural video of the TestTalk series. And John, we've been discussing this for quite some time.
Yeah, about a year.
Exactly. And we're here. And so, John, what are some of the things we've been talking about over the last year? What do we want to accomplish with this series?
So really, we want to start talking about things from a testing perspective that move it forward to where technology is going. If you look at testing throughout the years, it's been a brute force type of activity that and over the years, if you look at it too, the market has generally gravitated to lower and lower skilled people, moving it offshore. But if you look at what we're doing from a standpoint of technology, it's gotten more complex, and there's a lot of things that we can do to bring science to testing. And robotics and modern type of capabilities that everybody should start looking at.
Yeah, and you alluded to our delivery model, and I think that's really one of our differentiators. We currently have a couple of delivery centers in Jacksonville and Alpharetta, and we're also going to be opening a third one in San Antonio.
Yes. And we also have the ones in India as well. We have a center in Bangalore and a center in Chennai where we do testing out of now.
And then we have our advisory personnel as well.
Yeah, and I think our big differentiator has always been, let's understand really where it's cheaper to do the work from an output perspective, not from an input perspective. So instead of looking at what does it cost me per hour per person, let's take a look at what it actually costs me to produce a test. What does it actually cost me to run a test? And say, where does it make the most sense to do those things? Because sometimes, if there's a lot of back and forth you have to have with the people that are here in the U.S., that actually adds a bunch of friction costs to actually doing the work offshore. So some of that work could be done on site a lot cheaper, even if the rates are higher, or in a same time zone location, in the Western Hemisphere, instead of actually moving it to India, where you have a bunch of back and forth, which actually adds cost to the activity.
Yeah, and you alluded to what we call unit-based pricing or output-based pricing, and we're going to be doing a video on that in the future. But that's really exciting that we're not just looking at testing in traditional ways. We're looking at it at ways that really a lot of the folks in the industry are just starting to recognize.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So John, our intention in creating this video series and the artifacts around it is really to start a conversation, because this is a very dynamic field. A lot of stuff is changing, as you mentioned earlier, and that's what we want to have with the audience. We want to have a conversation. We want to get feedback from the audience. And so in addition to our videos, we're going to have artifacts related to each of the videos, which will provide links so you can find them. And we really want to hear back from you.
No, absolutely. Hearing what other people are doing out there would be, as a practitioner, would be a fantastic thing, because a lot of the ideas you get are from seeing things you see other people do. I've been at places where we tried one piece of thing and says, well, hey, this could be extensible to that. This next one of the pieces we're talking around, which is like pairwise or orthogonal arrays, really comes back to the science of things that are done from a manufacturing perspective that can be applied to what we do as well.
Excellent. So yeah, it sounds like we're going to have a really good clearinghouse of ideas. Well, folks, we hope that you are as excited about our Test Talk series as we are. Until our next episode, thank you for joining us on Test Talk.